Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Time Out with Steven Scott, presented by Baldman Entertainment.
Buckle the fuck up.
It's time to play the game.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Time to play the game.
You can't let that shit happen.
You play to win the game.
If we take a fucking tight end, I quit!
Cannot win with him. Can't do it.
Time to play the game.
Welcome to Sports on Tap Game Day. I'm Chris Scott alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Giagata. We are here for week 9 of the NFL season.
Nine
times.
9 times.
Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm good, man.
Good.
I'm good.
Good.
Can't complain.
Frankie,
I'm here.
you're here. Yeah, I think you and I are in the same boat. We're here.
Present.
Yes. Present, exactly.
Present and accounted for.
Yes. So, you just want to hop right into it?
That's up to you, man. You're the driver of the
I'm
show.
the driver of the show, that's right. Sometimes I feel like that should be taken away from me.
No, man. I did it a couple times. You can keep it.
All right, I'm trying to look at the slate, just kind of seeing if there's any like intriguing matchups. So far, I really haven't seen anything besides obviously Detroit and Green Bay. But
There's a few throughout.
and Frankie, and the All Frank matchup in Vegas and Jacksonville.
That's yeah.
I got a
That's
couple of highlights this week. I got Jacksonville and Vegas. I got Aaron Rodgers playing the Lions. I got a lot of stuff out there this week.
Yeah.
Well, we got Tampa and LA.
Which-
Tampa and the Rams.
Yeah, those are
Which
two
both
teams where
teams
I'm like, yeah, I like
Which
them.
both teams suck.
It's intriguing. Yeah, I mean they're not good right now, but I got some good thoughts on that one when we get to it. There's
right.
only 2 4:00 games this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
And no 9 o'clock or whatever it was.
Morning games.
9:30. Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is what? Next weekend in Germany.
Germany, Tampa's in Germany next week with
I forget who they were playing.
yeah,
Oh,
Doesn't
so
matter.
We
No.
got a single Tom Brady going over to Germany.
yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
He's
problems.
gonna get himself a German supermodel while he's over there.
Red Light District. Tommy's gonna be fucking out there next
on the
week.
prowl, baby. So, with that being said, let's get into the slate. First up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
The Chargers.
57% of the money is on Atlanta getting 2.5. 52% of the money is on the under at 49.5. 54% of the money is on Atlanta money line at plus 125.
Yeah. So if you want me to bring up the value index tool that we use now. So last week it was 9-6. So that's a decent record overall. It's 66, 55, and 2.
Still making money.
Still making money. So looking at this game, they actually have Atlanta in the simulations. When they put them all together, they have Atlanta actually winning this game.
Oh, well.
So they have Atlanta as a 3.29 value index, taking Atlanta in this one.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean Atlanta's at home.
They've been playing some good football.
They have they're every game they get just a little bit better, which is a little
Throw
weird.
the ball to Kyle Pitts.
Yes, please.
Well, they got
Please.
Corduroy coming back this week too.
Oh, Corduroy's coming back?
Yeah.
Corduroy's coming back.
Nice.
I think he's a strong play this week in DFS. I don't want to get off of the game yet, but yeah, the Chargers haven't necessarily looked great. They're without both their starting wide receivers in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams this week. So
That is correct.
I think with Atlanta getting 2.5 or 3, depending on where you're looking, I think I would take Atlanta as well at home.
Yeah, I do like that. Either straight up money line or even with the spread. I like both of those with going with Atlanta.
Yeah, because the Chargers' defense isn't very good either. So
It's
I mean,
not.
even if it's a shootout, I think both teams can keep pace with
I
each
do like
other.
the over in this one, though.
Yeah, 49.5. This is one of the highest overs of the week, actually.
Yeah, I do actually like the over. I know the money says take the under, but it's basically a split 50-50. So
This is, let's see, this is actually the highest over of the week, tied with one other game.
Okay.
Bet you can't guess the other game.
that's got to be Detroit Green Bay.
Yep.
What's that one? They had 150.
No, it's 49.5 as well.
Is it 49.5?
Yeah, the highest over this week is 49.5, and it's 2 games. It's L.A. Atlanta, and it's Detroit Green Bay. So,
Nice. But yeah, that's the thing. I love the over, and I love Atlanta. Like I said, either spread or money line, whatever you want to go with. But that's betting wise. That's what I got on this.
yeah, I think I would dabble. I would put a little bit on Atlanta money line. I think it's worth it in this one, especially with the simulations coming out with Atlanta being the winner in this one overall. But yeah, then you take Atlanta with the points as well.
I know we go over this every week, but go back to the start of the season. And tell yourself you'd be taking Atlanta over the Chargers.
Over the Chargers, I know.
we were all big on the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Chargers were supposed to
yeah.
be world beaters, and Atlanta was going to finish like with the number 3 overall draft pick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that whole division. We just, I don't know. We were like, this is gonna be the greatest division ever.
I'm not going to say it's the worst, but it's definitely the most disappointing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely not the best like we thought it was going to be. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that.
Well, again, Geno Smith, QB1. Not overall anymore. He has lost the QB1 title, but in that division, he is still QB1.
Just to give you guys a little funny tidbit here. My computer that runs the show actually just asked me if I wanted to restart to install the Windows update.
Ooh, mid-show this time.
Oh, it started mid-show?
It wants to know if I want to restart.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, obviously.
I'm like, no, I don't.
That's what you get on these big-budget shows.
I swear to God.
That's right. Nothing but the best.
If you stop swearing to them, maybe stop giving you updates.
I can't stop swearing. It's impossible.
You like anything fantasy in this matchup?
Yeah, sorry, I'm busy telling this computer I don't want it to restart. Hold on.
It's a problem when we're on a podcast. It
Yeah,
just
I know.
says
Right,
he's
yeah.
telling his computer something, but no noises are coming through.
It's just ridiculous. It's like no, I don't want you to fucking restart now. It was making me pick an alternate time as opposed to just saying no. It was making me pick an alternate time.
How about you do it for 6:55 on Tuesday?
I was going to say it's standard update time.
Yeah. Standard update time is usually whenever we're going to be doing a show.
Exactly.
And it shows
Tuesdays.
It shows the middle of this one today. So.
Curveball.
All right.
Yeah, so look at I do like Justin Herbert in this one. I think even with missing his top two wide receivers, he's going to throw to Austin Eckler enough.
Somebody.
He's going to throw Austin Eckler enough, and Eckler can get loose. And then he's got
Josh Palmer, who's
Josh
not
Palmer,
exactly a slouch.
He's not, and I think Josh Palmer is a really good play this week. If you picked him up to play him as a streamer, or if you put him in DFS, I really like that play this week because they don't have much options because Carter's actually had an illness, and he's questionable to play. So you don't really know who's going to be there other than Palmer and Eckler. So they're going to have to throw. Atlanta's probably going to score some points in this game. He's got to throw it to somebody.
We could see Herbert just throw the ball up in the air and run downfield, try to catch it himself.
That might happen. That might happen with as few guys as he has to throw it to. But he does have, I believe Everett is healthy as well, so he's got him to throw the ball to. He's
something.
He's a tight end that plays kind of like a wide receiver. I mean, he's wide receiver-ish. He's not really a true tight end. So
Right.
I've actually got Everett ranked as, let's see, drop Andrews out because Andrews is doubtful to play, so he's not in there. So I've actually got Everett as my fourth best tight end on the week, being that there is such few options in that offense right now.
Right.
But I have Herbert ranked up pretty high. Eckler, I have him as, I believe, my top three running back for the week.
Yeah, what I'm looking at right now, Eckler is ranked number 1 for this week.
Okay. I have him, let's see, I have him just under,
And then they have Kamara number 2.
let's see, so if I'm looking at PPR, I have him, I have Jacobs ranked number 1.
Okay.
Eckler 2, Kenneth Walker 3. Aaron Jones 4. But that's PPR. So take that into account. If you're looking at non PPR, you're probably putting Derrick Henry up there.
Are there really any non-PPR leagues anymore?
There are still, and I don't understand it because I hate it. But actually, technically, we're in a non PPR. The league we're in is non PPR.
Aren't they half point
I think it's half
or
point.
quarter point?
Nope. We only get points for first downs.
Well, that needs to change next year.
Yeah, we're not. There's no PPR points. Dave doesn't want PPR points. That's why he put in the first down points.
It's about time the
he
rest of
doesn't-
us take over that role.
He doesn't feel like you should get points just for catching a football.
Okay.
I'd be okay with half point, but yeah, I'm every one of my other leagues is at least a half point PPR.
We have a kicker position to use as negotiation, so
Ooh, if we get rid of the kicker, put in a half point PPR. Ooh,
there's a lot of things. Get that third quarterback spot, and get a half point PPR. And I think
Well, the third quarterback spot just it needs to happen just because
yeah. Dave already agreed on that one, but yeah.
Well, Ski unfortunately was the first one to get screwed on it, and I felt bad about that. But it was what it was, and then it came around for all of us, and it was like, fuck, he's right.
Yeah.
I brought it up at the draft.
Yeah. I had it the week Derek Carr had a bye. It was just like, well, what the fuck, dude?
My only thing with bringing it up at the draft, and Dave and I have talked about this numerous times, we go the entire summer, and Chris, you don't know this, we go the entire summer. He'll send out Facebook messages. He'll send out texts. If you got any ideas to change shit, like,
I did.
yeah, like you talk to him, I talk to him. No one else says shit.
But I did bring up because when he said we were going to two quarterbacks, I said, are we expanding to carrying more than two quarterbacks then? He's like, no.
Nope, because
He's
it's
like-
a flex position.
Yeah.
So start a 2-point wide receiver one week instead of your 30-point quarterback. Hey, man, I got the win that week, so fucking take it.
there'll definitely be some negotiations going on about
That's what I'm
certain
saying,
things
though.
in our league.
Like, we got some negotiation tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to have to happen. But yeah, looking at Austin Eckler, he's ranked as one of the highest this week. If you're looking at the wide receiver position, like I said, Frank, you said it too. Josh Palmer, he's not a slouch, right? So he's a good play this week. He's, as far as receivers go, he's going to be the number one this week because Carter's might not be playing with an illness. He's questionable.
And down the road, like, it's kind of where they plan on him playing anyway. So you're going to see what you actually have with him right now.
You're going to see at a certain point, Keenan Allen isn't going to be there. They just signed Mike.
He's not been there all year.
Well, I know,
right?
but I mean, just not on the team. And then
Right.
you got Mike Williams, who they did sign to an extension. But as he's never really been a true number one. Like he's never
hot
come
and cold.
Yeah, he's never come through as a true number one. So I think you're going to see what Palmer can actually do today. Hopefully against a defense in Atlanta that's not very good.
Right. All right, what do we got next here? Next up, we have the Dolphins taking on the Bears. Bears.
Bears.
And Frank's favorite quarterback, Justin Fields.
Man, I'm so worried. I was looking at mock drafts last night, and they got the fucking Lions taking C.J. Stroud, and I'm just like, dude, how often do Ohio State quarterbacks not fucking work out?
I hope that does happen, honestly.
C.J. Stroud and a tight end was the first. Yeah, I think it was
Awesome.
CBS. I think it was CBS's mock, and I was just like,
Awesome. Do it.
You want to know what it'll take? That's what it'll take. That right there.
And you're done?
Ohio State quarterback and a tight end, and I will fucking, not literally
So-
burn, but I will burn all my Lions shit.
So speaking of, we're going to get to the Lions in a minute, but since you brought it up, they got the Lions taking Stroud and a tight end, right?
Yeah.
Another tight end in the first round, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So everybody was upset they traded T.J. Hawkinson, right? They wanted him to re-sign him, and
For a second.
they're upset that they traded him. Meanwhile, they chased Eric Ebron out of town, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to know what their numbers are? They both had 186 receptions in their time in Detroit. Eric Ebron had 2 more receiving yards than Hawkinson, and Hawkinson did have 4 more touchdowns. So basically, they were the same fucking guy. One guy got chased out of town. The other one, they were mad because they traded him.
And the thing, like, with Stafford...
That's Lions fans for you.
And not to dig into it way too deep, because I know we're trying to stay on track here with all the games going on today.
Do we ever
but
stay on track?
I know.
No.
But when you look at it, like, Stafford's arm strength was insane. Like, that dude threw a bullet of a pass. So a lot of guys had problems with it. It's just the way it worked out.
Eric Ebron definitely had problems
Eric
with it.
Ebron had problems
Seriously,
with it.
that dude...
So you look at it and go, okay, if Jared Goff was the quarterback, what would Ebron's numbers have been then? Like, just more to your point.
Ebron did pretty well when he was playing with Ben.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't always go that way with Ben.
Well,
Sometimes it doesn't go well when you play with Ben.
That's a good point.
at least not in the bathroom.
Yeah. At least not if you're a female.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Oh, man. All right. So, Dolphins, Bears, 73% of the money is on Miami laying 4. 78% of the money is on the over at 45.5. And 83% of the money is on the Dolphins money line at minus 200.
Value index is telling you to take Chicago. They're at a 5.2 value index right now. All the simulations have them winning by a point in this game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I don't know how and I don't know why.
Neither do I.
But
But I'm sorry. I look at Miami and I don't see it. Like I don't think they're.
Offensively, I see it.
I think they're overrated. I do.
Defensively, Chubb's going to have to make a huge difference because I don't think defensively they have a championship caliber team.
No, Frank, I agree with you on that. I think
Offensively, could be the best team
I
in the NFL.
I think their offense can obviously put up some points, but
so I love what they did when they made the trade for Jeff Wilson, right? I think that's a very underrated trade. Like that kind of went under the radar.
It still is. Everybody's talking about Chubb. Nobody's talking about him.
And it's yeah, and kind of rightfully so. Bradley Chubb is a big name, right? And they got him from Denver, and it was a big trade. But getting rid of Chase Edmonds and putting Jeff Wilson in that offense, which Now you have Mostert and Jeff Wilson, two guys who are very familiar with that offensive scheme, with that running scheme. Two guys that are very solid running backs when it comes down to it. Now, Mostert has had injury history, but he's stayed healthy this season so far.
Right.
And he's looked pretty good for them. And you got Jeff Wilson backing him up now, who is very familiar with that offensive scheme as well. I think that was a very underrated signing for them. I think he brings more to the table on the offense than Chase Edmonds did the entire first 8 games of the season. It's yet to see what Bradley Chubb can bring to the equation on that defense. You know, if he can get more pressure, the key to any defense,
especially if they're just getting the bag too, because they just re-signed him to an extension.
The key
Did
to
they
any
re-up him too?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
the key to any defense getting turnovers, especially interceptions, is getting pressure on the quarterback, right?
Yep.
So
Generally,
I mean, you don't necessarily need to have the top end corners and safeties if you can get pressure on the quarterback, because they're going to make bad throws. So, and Miami does have good safeties and corners. So if you can get more pressure on the quarterback with Bradley Chubb there, mixed in with the rest of that defensive line, it could elevate that defense drastically in a very quick amount of time. It's yet to be determined, though. We'll see. But in this game, I think I lean towards Miami, though. I know I just read you what the experts say and what the value index tool says. I personally lean Miami in this one. I don't always agree with what the value index says.
Chicago's defense wasn't good before. They traded away the only 2 things on there worth a damn. And, I mean, anybody in this general area saw what Miami can do on the offensive side of the ball last week. So, I don't know where you're getting 1 point from, but
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's not the lock of the week.
No. No.
the lock of the week.
Yeah, not for me.
No, certainly not. I like Miami in this game. I was trying to check out, because I know the game is in Chicago. I was just trying to check out the weather for how they.
Chicago in November.
No, it's going to be sunny and 60.
I was going to say, is it shitty or shittier?
No, sunny and 60. So
Damn.
yeah, I makes me like the Dolphins even more in this one. So
Well, getting into fantasy. Here's a funny stat for you. Since week 5, Fields has been the quarterback 2 in fantasy.
suck it, Frank.
No, I don't think I will.
Suck it to Joe, because he dropped Justin Fields in week 4. So that was a dumb move on my part, but who saw that coming? But yeah, he's been quarterback 2 in fantasy since week 5.
Amazing what happens when you actually let him do what he's supposed to fucking do.
When you unleash him and let him run.
And I will say, credit to us, because we had that conversation the week before they did it. We told you exactly how it needed to happen. And I'm not saying we're NFL coaches here, but every once in a while, fans know what the fuck they're talking
I don't know. Maybe
about.
I don't even know the coach there anymore, but maybe he was listening.
Is it Matt Nagy still?
No. Matt Eberflus.
Adam Gase?
Yeah, I definitely was going to remember that.
I don't know.
Yeah, head coach in Chicago is Matt Eberflus, however you pronounce it.
Never heard of him.
Nope.
Naga.
I mean, I've heard of him, but there's no way in hell I would have remembered that last name.
But yeah, so I mean, I think Justin Fields can have a good day today if they continue to use him the way he needs to be used. And it's designed runs, designed rollouts. When you get down in the red zone, when you get down in by the 5-yard line, you need to have design runs for him, designed rollouts to throw to the flat.
Yeah.
Get him out of the pocket. He's not a pocket passer, despite what he wants to be, maybe, and despite what everybody else thinks he maybe should be. He's not.
No, let him be one. I love watching him try to be a pocket passer.
It's not him. I mean, it's like trying to say we're just gonna not run Lamar Jackson. We're gonna drop Lamar Jackson back 3 to 5 steps and have him throw every down, and that's not gonna work.
In all honesty, and I know you didn't get to watch the game last night, Joe, but it's exactly what Clemson was doing last night. Clemson didn't run the quarterback whatsoever, and it fucking killed them.
Yeah,
And
see, I didn't see that game at all.
I look at Chicago's offense, and it's the same thing, dude. If you don't use Fields and the things he can do, you got nothing.
Yep. No. I do like to win this game. I have him rated after Hurts played on Thursday. I have him as the 5th best quarterback for the week. just around the guys like just under Justin Herbert, above Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow-ish area.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do like Mostert in this game. I think that Chicago defense can be run on. And
Yeah, Chicago's run defense is not very good. You all right there, buddy?
No, Joe knew exactly what I was doing. I could hear it going in the background. I was like, we flood in the basement. And Joe's just stared at me looking all panicked, and I was like,
All right, then.
I didn't know if I had like a wall of fucking water coming at me or not.
so I like Mostert in this game. I think Chicago can be run on. He's the guy that owns that backfield. Wilson is new there. He does know the offense, so he can be plugged in pretty easily. But Mostert is the guy. He's been getting like 65% of the backfield touches anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy there. And obviously, you don't sit Tyreek Hill or Jalen
No.
Waddle. You play those guys.
That would just be dumb.
That would be stupid.
Unless you're in our league, in which case you trade them to me.
I think Chase Claypool is an odd one that you could possibly put in some DFS tournament lineups.
I'm so interested in how this is going to go.
Only because I think they might try to get him loose on deep routes. They might try to because listen, he
I don't
doesn't
know
know
how the ball gets there.
he doesn't know the offense, right? So if you design some plays,
But he's one of the top 3 receivers in the league, according to him.
according to him. But like he doesn't know the offense, so
So am I.
they could possibly
Exactly.
they could possibly use if they want to show off their new weapon that they got and they want to try and incorporate him in the offense.
I was looking at your shirt.
Oh. Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
I could just see from here up on him. So I was like,
They might script some deep plays to him, maybe even a flea flicker to get Chase Claypool deep without much coverage on him. Maybe a jump ball in the end zone or two they could try. He's an intriguing play for DFS tournament lineups.
All right. Next up, we got Carolina taking on Cincinnati. 53% of the money is on Cincinnati laying 7. 69% of the money is on Carolina, or on the over, I'm sorry, at 42.5. And 87% of the money is on Cincinnati money line at minus 315. I don't like anything about this game at all. Nothing.
I still just want to know what the hell went on with Cincinnati the last 3 years. They went from the worst offensive line to one of the best offensive lines, right back to one of the worst offensive lines. Like, they took 1 year off from sucking and just went straight back to it.
Well, and now you have Jamar Chase, who's down for at least 4 weeks.
Yep.
And that offense last week without him looked
They look putrid.
Bad.
It was bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
It was not good. Not good. Especially,
Now, if anybody can wake up that offense, it's the defense of the Carolina Panthers.
right.
But
Is
So-
PJ Walker starting again?
yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I believe they said he earned it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yep. I believe that was almost the exact words. Because he earned the starting job.
Given the options, I didn't think it was going to take a whole lot to earn it. But
Fair. I mean, you don't really have
Because
much.
the other guy who is now healthy again did not earn it when he was in there. So you kind of got to go with the guy who's played.
that was one
Decent?
stat I was so surprised by. If you look at quarterbacks who have played this year, the worst QBR is Baker.
Is it right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think his QBR was like 1.6 or something.
Dude, this
like
dude's
that
not
on the
careful.
year.
He's going to end up in like the USFL or the XFL or some shit
He's
like that.
just about done.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, he's just about done.
It's bad.
Like,
Yep.
we sat here for years and talked shit, but I didn't even see this happening. Like, I thought we would get a 30, 31, 32 quarterback. But, dude, there's backups who are playing better than him right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what did he play? The first 3 games and then got hurt?
Yeah.
They were awful. It was awful.
It's amazing just how quickly his career has just took a straight nosedive.
Like a straight
It's
nosedive.
seriously, like, it's amazing.
Well, and honestly, you look at it, it's a lot his fault.
yeah.
But the other thing that I want to look at with that is Carolina. How much is Carolina going to invest in quarterbacks over the course of 3 years? Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. They drafted Walker.
And
And they're projected to draft a quarterback in the first round next year because they don't have one.
And
Well,
the
they
funny
just
thing
drafted
is-
one last year.
Yeah, wasn't it Walker?
No.
Oh, no, that was, what's his name? Fucking
He got hurt. He's not going to play all
Yeah.
year.
Matt Corral.
Oh yeah, fuck
Yeah.
the kid from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean,
and the
I don't
funny
know
thing
why
is, like
people
all
are
these
projecting
quarterbacks
him
that
to take
they,
a quarterback,
all
then.
these quarterbacks that they've signed and drafted, they're all fucking shitty quarterbacks. It's amazing.
Except Corral, who's hurt.
Well, yeah,
And when you have three quarterbacks that aren't good, drafting a hurt one is the
not
best
ideal.
idea.
Not ideal. But anyway, back to the game. Like I said, I really don't like anything about this game, betting wise. I personally, I would stay away from it. That'd be my advice to you.
I could totally
Yeah.
see the Panthers winning. That's why.
Well, and so can the value index here. So the algorithm has them winning by 2 points, actually.
Yeah.
So they're saying the pick to take here is Carolina. They're an 8.58 value index right now. In getting the, what are they getting? 7 points.
Yeah.
In getting the 7 points, they're almost a 9-point value index right now. So they're telling you that's the team to take in there. Take them plus the points and take them money line.
Yeah, I think I would definitely take them with 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Cincinnati comes out and plays like they did last week, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a horrendous performance. But that's the thing though. Is their offense that predicated on Jamar Chase?
It shouldn't be.
Between that and the offensive line, though, like those were their two bright spots last year.
No.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be because like T. Higgins is a good wide receiver. Tyler Boyd's a good wide receiver.
You got Joe Mixon still?
You have Joe Mixon.
He's an absolute tank in the backfield.
Yep.
You have Pirine, who is actually a good backup running back who comes in for passing downs and has looked pretty damn good.
Yep.
I don't understand it. I mean,
You have
it's
Burrow, who's one of the better quarterbacks, I feel like, in the league.
has been. Didn't look like it last week
No, he did not.
or the first few games of this year. But
Somehow you fucking suck.
Eh.
yeah, I this one for me is it's a weird one to pick. So if you're looking at fantasy, I mean, obviously Joe Mixon, he's going to get all the touches in the backfield pretty much, other than like some of the Pirine passing down touches. And on the other side of the ball, Deontay Foreman. No Chuba Hubbard again.
Chuba.
He was a monster last week.
Yeah.
Foreman was a monster last week. 73% of the rushing attempts. If you have him, play him again and put him in some DFS lineups because he's going to get all the touches.
I don't see a week going forward where he's not going to be at least a somewhat smart play, just based on usage.
I think when Chuba Hubbard comes back, it might dip.
They're going to go back to closer to a split time.
Yeah, but I think at this point in time, even when Chuba comes back, he earned
yeah,
the starting role or the main role,
Yep.
right? Especially after last week. I mean,
and it's one of those situations where, I mean, the game that Chuba had when he played, fantastic.
he was good.
But this is where injuries will kill your career.
Yep.
You get hurt, and the next dude up.
And it's not like Foreman was a slouch in the first place.
Right.
Like they signed him in the offseason to be kind of that main backup for CMC. And so they knew what they had in him. They knew they had a guy that could take the backfield carries and do well with them. So once Chuba got hurt, he's kind of done what they kind of expected him to do. So.
Right.
I mean, DJ Moore looks rejuvenated, right? So since PJ Walker's been in there, and I mean, he complained. Listen, the cranky complaining wide receiver always gets the targets, right?
It's amazing.
Or ran out of town.
Or ran out of town.
Yes.
Depends on how you express your cranky complaining.
Robert Coolio Anderson.
Yeah, right. Holy shit, dude.
God, I can't stand that dude. I just can't.
I just love the fact that his hair looks like Coolio's.
He more looks
Braids all over the place.
he more looks like one of the Wayans brothers from the fucking.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's more like that.
Menace to society.
Yeah.
Don't be a menace.
Don't be a menace to society.
Don't be a menace to South Central while you're drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks
He
like.
looks exactly
Yeah.
like that to me. It doesn't look like Coolio looked like it was like thought out, and it looked like he had somebody professionally do it.
Right.
This
dude.
Robbie Anderson looks like he just went, bing, done.
Whatever girl spent the night last night and just decided
Right.
to do his hair in the morning.
Right, while he was still sleeping, and then
Yeah.
he got up and he just went about his day.
Yeah, my niece did my hair last night. Looks great.
That's about it. Oh shit! But yeah, I nothing else in this game really. I mean, if you have T. Higgins or you have Tyler Boyd, I mean, I think they're safe to play as like a wide receiver 2 or 3. I see Higgins as a wide receiver 2. I see Boyd potential wide receiver 2. More like a wide receiver 3 at this point. If that offense can get going, they can both be wide receiver 2s. So.
All right. Next up, the biggest game of the week. We all know that's the biggest game of the week. Green Bay taking on Detroit. 66% of the money is on Green Bay laying 3.5. 53% of the money is on the under at 49.5. And 74% of the money is on Green Bay money line at -195.
So the value index tool has Detroit being the team to take
Yeah.
at a 2.2 value index.
I feel like we go over this every week, though.
What?
Take Detroit. Take Detroit. Like,
Yeah,
that
I
thing
mean,
always says to take
listen,
Detroit.
I'm just telling you what it says. I don't do
Oh,
it.
I know.
But it says take Detroit. It doesn't say Detroit's going to win. It says Green Bay is going to win, but it says to take the points in take Detroit with the points.
I'm just glad it evens things out for us. The two of you are against the Lions. Me and that thing, for some reason, still have faith in them.
The only thing
What?
I would touch in this game is I think it's going to go over 49.5.
Absolutely.
I do like the over 49.5. I would take Green Bay money line. I wouldn't necessarily take them minus the 3.5 points though. Green Bay sucks too.
They do.
Green Bay's not good, and they didn't do anything. If there was one loser at the trade deadline, you know who it was?
Green Bay.
Green Bay, because they didn't fucking do anything.
They tried to get Claypool, apparently.
I mean, that would have been something.
And part of me wonders if the Bears got Claypool just so Green Bay didn't.
Right? Like, I just...
Yeah, they tried to get Claypool and Waller.
They tried to get Waller?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, and they got shot down for both of them.
Yeah, that's they were big losers at the trade deadline. Like that was just they needed a wide receiver. I think the smart thing would have been to get Brandon Cooks. Like he wanted out of Houston, and I know it's a big contract. So he's got $18 million next year guaranteed, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's a big contract. But listen, you're a team that needs a wide receiver. You very well could have gone out and got him,
Yeah.
and renegotiated the contract or something. But yeah, I don't know. That team has nobody wide receiver. They have Dobbs, okay, and he's a nice
He's there.
rookie.
He's there.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's looked decent,
But he's not going to be a game changer or anything like that.
He doesn't look like he looks like a guy who's going to be consistent in catching the ball when he's open. You throw it to him, but he's not a Devontae Adams at this point. He's not a game changer. He's not a guy like Brandon Cooks who can take it deep every time he touches the football.
Right.
He's a nice rookie. That's what he is. And if you're Green Bay and if you're Aaron Rodgers, how far does that get you? I think in this game they're going to rely heavily on their running backs.
Oh, absolutely.
Aaron Jones
I think
is going to
he's going to
have
have
a
a day.
day.
I think he's going to have a day. I think both of them are going to have a day, to be honest with you.
I think this could potentially, for anybody who drafted A.J. Dillon and has been wanting to hang yourself since you drafted him, this could be the game where he finally breaks out. And if you don't put him in there, you're going to want to hang yourself again.
Bro,
But I'm sitting him.
I picked up Lazard.
Oh, and he might not be playing today.
Well, yeah. But in the event he does,
Yeah.
he could have a field day on these Detroit backs.
I'm putting Dobbs in a lot of my DFS lineups just because I think he's going to be the only guy to throw the ball to, and the Lions give up a lot.
Well, especially if Lazard's
A
not out
lot. Yeah, if Lazard is out, but yeah, I think Aaron Jones is going to have a fucking day.
Yeah, I honestly think both of them are. Him and Dillon are going to have a days, but
I just
see.
can't bring myself to play Dillon.
no,
I just can't. He's been so shitty all year. I want to because this is a cake matchup.
And you were so high on him this year.
I was.
I know.
I was very high on him. I mean, look at the way he ended last year. He actually ended last year
know.
being the lead back.
Dude, the only reason I had faith in Jones going forward this year was because of how bad that receiving core is.
Yeah.
They can't take him out of the game because then nobody can catch passes.
Well, and to that aspect, I thought they were going to use him more as a pass catcher, and Dylan was going to be the RB.
Nope,
and you
he's
haven't
doing all
seen
of
it.
it.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan's getting carries. He's not breaking them like he did last year, which was a big thing with him. Like he got a lot of yards after first contact last year.
He's the Thunderback.
Yeah. Yep. And he just hasn't had a decent game yet. This could be the week he does it. Man, I just can't fucking put him in there though. If you bring yourself to put him in there and he has a good week,
God bless.
God bless you. Congratulations. I can't do it, and I'm probably going to kick myself because he probably is going to have a good week.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yes.
I can't do it.
Watch Aaron Jones just get sat to get healthy.
Oh my God.
Not even that he's hurt.
Right, but
They're just like, fuck it. Here you go. AJ.
Watch, all of a sudden they
go
just-
off for 250 yards.
all of a sudden
today.
they just lean on AJ Dillon today.
He has
yeah.
a Derrick Henry monster type of week.
Do you like anybody on the Lions side?
I mean,
Swift
Jamal-
is limited.
yes. It says here, Lions coach Dan Campbell says the plan is to get DeAndre Swift in the game versus Green Bay and see where he's at.
That
So-
tells me he's not going to play very much.
Well, so with that being said, I like Jamal Williams again.
Yep.
He's getting a lot of touches. He's getting the goal line carries, and he's produced in the absence of Swift, who at this point I believe is made out of paper mache.
I was just going to ask that. Like, this dude's always absent.
I seriously, I don't know what
He's not been healthy in, the 2 or 3 years he's been here.
is he made of glass?
He might be.
It's so funny. Like all these Lions running backs, they all have like one thing in common. They get hurt.
No. And we can't even blame it on the offensive line.
No.
You have arguably the best offensive line in football.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's weird. I actually like Jared Goff in this game. I do, because I don't think Green Bay's defense is very good. I don't. I think he's going to put up a lot of garbage time points.
Chris, I think you are on that island by yourself.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I won't speak for Joe, but
What was that now? Sorry.
No, I said I actually like Jared Goff today. I do.
the funny thing is both you and I have tuned out at points in this conversation. Normally, Chris is the one who.
I was gonna say, normally on the Sunday show, Chris tunes out and just stares at the TV, and then all of a sudden it dawns on him. I stop talking. And he's like, "Okay, got anything else on this matchup?"
We just keep soccer on, so he's entertained.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I agree with you, Chris. I think Goff could have a good day today. With that said, if you're looking at the receivers for the Lions, St. Brown looks to be healthy.
He's playing today?
Yeah, from everything I saw, he's playing today.
Yeah.
Josh Reynolds, is Josh Reynolds playing today? Because Khalif Raymond has had 2 back-to-back games with over 75 yards. So if Reynolds isn't playing, Khalif Raymond is a decent play for people.
Looking it up.
But yeah, I think this could be a.
Josh Reynolds is 27.
Who?
Josh Reynolds.
He's 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in LA for a while.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was that much older.
But
Doesn't say anything either way on it.
Gotcha. But yeah, so I do like that passing attack for Detroit. I think they could have some room to throw the ball against that Green Bay defense. So I
Just
agree with you
staying
there.
doubtful still.
He's doubtful?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Khalif Raymond's a good play today then.
Yes.
No Josh Reynolds. I like Khalif Raymond. 2 back-to-back weeks with 75 or more yards. And I think he could get even more play today.
And Green Bay's defense isn't anything special.
No, it's not.
I mean,
That's
the,
why
the
this is
dude's
why I
lightning
think,
fast. Like,
I said this is why I think
Yeah.
Jared Goff is going to have a decent day today
Yeah.
because that Green Bay defense is not very good. So
I could actually see him on Raw having a really good game.
all right, next up we have the Frank Bowl. Las Vegas taking on Jacksonville.
Yes, I get my own bowl game.
Got your own bowl game, buddy.
Yes.
55% of the money is on Vegas laying 2.5. 61% of the money is on the under at 48, and 61% of the money is on Jacksonville money line at plus 120.
You guys want to talk about gaslighting? You got me hyped up on Vegas all year.
Yeah, we did.
talking about how great they were going to be. Super Bowl team.
But
A couple weeks
Okay.
ago, Jacksonville.
Super
they're
Bowl
for
team?
real.
Super Bowl. We never said Super Bowl.
I said
Playoffs for sure.
Playoff.
Yes.
Playoffs.
But you're seeing what a shitty coach Josh McDaniels is.
And then Jacksonville, like 3 weeks ago, everybody was like, they're for real.
Like
We got a battle of 2-win teams.
literally.
And one of them's gonna have 3 wins after this game.
Oh, I hope they tie. I
No,
hope
not
they
a
tie.
guarantee.
I hope they tie.
It's gonna be Jacksonville. Jacksonville's gonna win this game. But with that being said, so the value index tool has Jacksonville being a 4.3 value index pick here. They actually have Jacksonville winning 22-20 in this game.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I do like the under in this one.
Yep.
I absolutely like. I think both of these teams are garbage. So I do.
Yeah. The over unders at what 47.5.
48.
Yeah,
48?
I got 48
Okay.
even.
I'll be honest with you. The feeling for me is this is going to be an over game.
You think so?
I do. I don't know why. I think both offenses are going to be able to move the ball.
I mean, I hope so
but
because I got
that-
Derek Carr's fucking.
So that Vegas defense is bad.
It is bad.
Especially against the pass. So if this is a game where, like, this could be the game where Trevor Lawrence goes off. Like, this could actually be the game.
Or it could be a game where he throws like 4 interceptions. We don't know.
I mean, it could be, but I doubt it. I doubt it against this defense.
I was going to say, this Vegas defense, it's been torture the last few years because even when they go out and get somebody,
Yeah.
they suck too. Like, they could go out and get one of the better backs in the league. Like, last year they got, or in the offseason, they got kid from Rock Janssen or whatever his name is from the Colts.
What?
Yeah, yes,
Who?
that's a defensive back that used to play in Indy.
What's his name?
Rockinson.
Yeah.
Is he like from Sweden? That sounds
No.
okay.
No.
No.
His name sounds like he's from Sweden. I don't know.
I was going to say, not sure of the nationality, but I think it's like German or something.
The thing with this game though is be careful. I think it's like literally going to be a game time decision with Devontae Adams. He might be out.
Really?
Yes.
Has he done much the last 2 games, though?
No.
Well, this last week he was hurt. That's one of the reasons why
Okay.
he didn't get much play. I think he got 1 catch.
Yeah. He didn't have. Yeah. He didn't have much.
So yeah, that could be something to look out for. Although Adams was upgraded to full practices on Thursday and Friday.
Right.
So
It just says I'm looking at it right now. It says unknown illness.
yeah.
So
that must be recent then.
yeah.
Did he get
Okay.
the COVID?
I don't know. Maybe.
That'd be a first.
because that's a known illness. That's not an unknown illness. That's a known illness.
Is it unknown, though, because we're waiting on test results?
Well, I don't know.
We could get into this.
I actually like the passing attack in this one for Jacksonville because that Raiders pass defense is so bad. But looking at ETN, so we were on the air last week when ETN was
Yeah, man, he was having a game.
having a game in that 9 o'clock, 9:30 window. I look for him to continue that. He's had a couple of really good back-to-back games now,
Yep.
and he just continues getting more touches and making the best out of those touches. I think he's a great play today. I think if you put him in your lineups, expect a big game, and put him in some DFS. He's not. You don't have to overspend for him. Actually, he's not up there with the guys like Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler. He's in this for FanDuel. I think he's in the 7,800 range, which is not up there with like the 9,000s for Austin Eckler and Hunter Henry, but he can have a game that equals them.
Especially with James Robinson being gone now. Like, he's not fighting for carries.
Nope, it's him.
Yep.
It's him, and it's all him, and he's
Like,
done a lot with
They
it.
shift in the backups every now and then like everybody else is going to. But
Right.
you're looking like 85% of the carries are probably going to him.
Yep. Well, it says 80% of the snaps have gone to him in the backfield. He's finished as an RB8, RB7 in fantasy the last 2 weeks.
Yep. He's been a great guy to have for fantasy.
Yeah.
I drafted him.
Maybe
as
not
a
the
flex.
first few games, but after they finally got him rolling, he's been a hell of a play, hell of a draft pick.
I think the only guy I wish I had more was Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I wish I'd have put more stock in him too.
from where
Yep.
most people were drafting him. He's a late round pick.
Yep. Kind of an intriguing play today. Obviously, Christian Kirk, if you're looking at that passing offense, right? And then Evan Ingram, 21.7% target share as a tight end. If you have tight end off or you have some injuries or whatever, you got to play him at tight end. He's a good play today. He's been a good play for a couple weeks now. He's actually been doing pretty well. And as far as DFS, he's one of those, if you want to spend down at the tight end position and still get a possible touchdown, maybe 5 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown, that's a good play right there. But a very intriguing play for me is Zay Jones. Zay Jones can get behind that LA, that Las Vegas, LA, not that Las Vegas defense.
Literally looking him up right now to make sure he's playing.
Yeah,
'Cause
Zay
I
Jones
agree
is
with
one
you
that
fully hearted.
He's a guy that's going to run about. He's probably going to run his routes against Rock Ya-Sin, and he can beat him. So he's one of those guys that he might only have 3 catches, but he could have 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Torch him.
Yeah,
And it looks like Adams is going to play.
Devontae Adams. Okay, gotcha.
And you think about with Zay Jones, like Zay Jones practiced against that defense for the last couple of years. He knows them inside out. Yeah,
Yep.
very high on him this week.
So if you don't have him, pick him up and start him, obviously.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Indianapolis taking on New England. 63% of the money is on New England laying 5. 81% of the money is on the under at 40.5. 81% of the money is on New England money line at minus 225. This is another game I don't like anything about. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. It's.
I could definitely see it going under, though.
I could see it going under. I could see New England's defense dominating in this
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Although the
And Jonathan Taylor's not playing.
he's been listed as out since Friday.
Yep.
I could see, like I said, I could see New England's defense dominating in this one.
Yep.
The value index has New England winning this one 21-20,
Yep.
and they have Indianapolis being the value index team at 3.4, being that they think it's going to be a low-scoring, close game. And with Indianapolis getting the 4.5 points, that's a lot of points in a game you think is going to be low scoring.
Yeah, it
right.
is. Yep.
So when you look at well, basically you look at a low scoring game. Do teams win low scoring games by 7 points or more?
No, it generally doesn't
usually
happen.
not.
No.
So it's gonna be
Like a field goal type game.
yeah.
Yep.
So I could see taking Indianapolis as the pick here with the points, and just based on the fact you think it's gonna be a low scoring defensive game.
Yep. Fantasy wise, I'm not a huge fan of anybody. Maybe Ramondre Stevenson. That's about it. I think he might have a decent day.
I think Ramondre can have a really decent day. Damian Harris is he's been questionable all week. He hasn't gotten full work, and Stevenson's actually been damn good in that backfield.
He has. He's kind of taken over the number one spot. In that
Absolutely. Deion Jackson is an intriguing play for me today, as everybody's calling him Deion McCaffrey, because in the one game he played for Fred Taylor, for
Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say Fred Taylor's back.
Yeah, I
He's
was like,
coaching. What is going on? Where did Fred Taylor come from?
Right.
but he was the lead back in week 6. He got 67% of the snaps. He had 22 touches, 121 total yards. He did damn good in the one outing he went out there for Jonathan Taylor. So he's an intriguing play today, although that New England defense is damn good against the run. So I don't know if you would expect the exact same game, but he's a play that if you have him, you probably don't have any better options than him this week if you have him. You know what I mean? So put him in as a flex and hope he gets the amount of touches that he got last time. And I'm putting him in some DFS too because he's only at $5,000 in FanDuel on DFS. So that's one of those spend low on a guy that's going to get the majority of the touches out of the backfield and just hope for the best. Spend up at other positions.
I really feel like New England's just going to beat the fuck out of them today. Like, it's not even, in my head, this is definitely an over, and it's going to be mainly New England putting up the points.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't really like the receivers. I love Michael Pittman as a wide receiver, but I don't love him in this game. And I don't love him with Ellinger in his quarterback, and I don't love him against the New England defense. So I have him in a couple leagues, and in one of those leagues, I traded him away in one, and I still have him in 2 other leagues. In one, I can sit him because I have better options. In another one, I can't, and I'm just going to have to put him in there and hope for the best, and that's what you got to do if you have him. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a good game for him.
I really hate that you took advantage of somebody like that and dumped Michael Pittman on him.
Well, let's just say that the trade didn't necessarily work out for me very well yet, but I didn't like having him in 3 different leagues. I didn't like the trajectory of his season.
I was going to say,
like,
what you got in return, is it better than having Sam Ellinger at quarterback for that gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, then you're definitely in the positive.
On the other side of the ball, Jacoby Myers, dude just keeps getting targets, man. The dude's a target monster. We talk about him every week almost. One of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL right now. He's wide receiver 11 in fantasy right now, which if I told you to tell me the top 11 receivers, if I didn't tell you Jacoby Myers was one of them, you wouldn't name him. So very underrated, quiet, top 11, top 12 season right now. And an intriguing play is Tyquan Thornton, the rookie from New England. He's the next guy besides Jacoby Myers. He's the next guy. And Jacoby Myers can't get all the targets. I mean, he gets a lot of them.
He does,
but he can't get all of them.
But once you realize, once the defense maybe starts rolling coverage his way, somebody else is going to have to step up for sure.
So
who that is, obviously, we'll wait and find out. But
we shall see.
We shall. Next up, we got one team that actually does play in New York, and one team that uses New York as the city they actually play in. They actually play in New Jersey.
Like everybody else from New Jersey.
Right.
No, from New York.
You're from fucking Jersey. We got the Bills taking on the Jets. 51% of the money is on Buffalo laying 10.5. 77% of the money is on the under at 46, and 86% of the money is on Buffalo money line at minus 560. I think that's a big spread, especially on the road. That's a big spread. I would definitely take New York getting the points in this one if I bet this game at all. But
and the value index is telling you to do that. They're agreeing with you. So they have this game being a 26-24 game, Buffalo.
Yep.
I don't necessarily see it being that, but that is a lot of points to give up on the road. Against a team that's been playing pretty well. I mean, they're not great.
They have been.
They're not great, but their defense is pretty damn good. And if Zach Wilson could just stop giving the ball to the other team, they'd be even better. But that dude can't stop throwing picks.
I don't know. For whatever reason, I have a vibe about this game. Like when Buffalo played Jacksonville last year, and they just worst game of the fucking season.
Yeah,
I
one of those outings.
I have a vibe that this is what's going to happen.
I personally like New York in this game.
Fair.
With the points. I don't like them to win.
No, I definitely like them with the points. Absolutely.
But with the points.
10.5, man. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. As far as fantasy goes, Josh Allen.
I mean,
you're playing him. I mean, you're not. If you got to play Zach Wilson, you fucked up somewhere.
What's wrong with Zach Wilson?
You don't fucked up somewhere if you got to play him as your quarterback in fantasy. But oddly enough, he had a pretty decent game. I think was it last week or the week before. He finished as a quarterback one. If you're looking at top 12 quarterbacks, he actually finished. It was 1 week, but
right.
I wouldn't count on that happening again against the Buffalo secondary,
which is banged up.
Yeah, but again, he can't stop giving the ball to the other team. Like the dude just throws. You talk about Jimmy G throwing some weird ass passes, or Kirk Cousins throwing some weird ass passes. They throw like Kirk Cousins and Jimmy G will throw one a game, right? Where you just go, what the fuck were you throwing? Zach Wilson does it like 4 times a game.
I mean, Zach Wilson could barely see over the line of scrimmage. He could barely see over the fucking lineman.
That's why. But he makes like 3 or 4 throws a game where you're like, what were you thinking? What? Throw it out of bounds.
Yeah,
throw it to your own team.
Yeah, just stuff. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I don't critique Zach Wilson.
Why? You critique every other fucking quarterback.
Because his life is here and mine's here.
So?
He's banging hot moms.
But you have no problem critiquing Justin Fields
Yeah, because he's a fucking
or Trevor
bum.
Lawrence or
Dude, listen. Look at
Wait a
Trevor
second.
Lawrence.
why do you draw the line at Zach Wilson?
Look at Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is not banging hot moms.
You don't know that.
The only person Trevor Lawrence might be banging is Matt Stafford.
Is his hot wife
He's got a wife.
Trevor Lawrence? Yeah,
He looks like he's 12.
She's hot too.
she is hot.
Yeah.
Didn't even know. He just
She's
looks like a
smoking.
female, in my opinion.
Yeah, she is.
But why do you draw the line at Zach Wilson?
That
love
was
how-
more of just being sarcastic.
I love how his excuse was because Justin Fields fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So does Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but Justin
But he
Fields
bangs
doesn't
hot
bang hot
moms.
moms.
How do you know that?
Because it's Justin Fields. No mom's going to want to sleep with a maybe mediocre quarterback.
But you're just.
But
one is sleeping with a maybe mediocre quarterback as Zach Wilson.
Yeah, doesn't matter. You guys took something that wasn't supposed to be an argument and really tried to make me argue it.
Oh my god!
Like I will give you an argument. It's not going to make sense, but I will give you one.
These are my favorite things because I know it was just a comment. But I love trying to make him stand on that hill.
Oh my god! That was great.
That was a good 5 minutes of radio.
That was solid.
Yeah, I listen. I don't know what to expect out of this game, fantasy wise, because I believe this could be one of those games, like you said, Chris. This could be a game where it could be. I get the feeling it might be a little bit of a dud from Buffalo because that New York Jets defense is good.
I'd have that odd feeling, but I am looking forward to the matchup between Diggs and Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, I want to see how that plays out as well.
That tells me look for Gabe Davis to hopefully step up, or Isaiah McKenzie, one of the two.
Yeah, Diggs is going to run probably about 60% of his routes against Sauce.
Probably.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out as well. DJ Reed is no slouch either. He's been playing pretty well.
Fucking mouth breather. Sorry. Harry Kane.
It's like, who is he talking about?
I was like, I don't even know DJ Reed that well. I didn't know you hated him that much.
Yeah. Fucking
See, you guys like making me argue shit that I don't even believe.
fucking window licker.
I love his fucking random outbursts.
Yeah. Fucking mouth breather.
We
what?
sit here talking about Santa Claus and Chris will just out of nowhere. Fucking mouth breather.
Like what? Okay.
Who are you talking about? This guy. What guy?
that guy. Harry
guy.
Kane.
Oh shit, I forgot soccer was still on.
Yeah. So Garrett Wilson's another one that's an intriguing play in this matchup. If you're looking at wide receivers to play, Corey Davis has been ruled out, and I think Denzel Mims is going to be the other starter.
Who?
Denzel Mims.
All right.
So he's one I wouldn't mind playing in like a DFS. Denzel Mims, that is, in a DFS tournament, because you go for the contrarian spend low plays that could get you points, and then you spend up with the other spots. You don't want to have the same guys as everybody else, so that's one of those plays that you could put in. And if he's the only other guy in that offense, it's possible for him to get you some points and spending really low on a wide receiver. So,
All right. Next up, we have.
are you looking him up right now?
No. So you were bringing up the dude's name and his last name. I'm like, his last name sounds so familiar. And I was like, wasn't there a rapper in like the early 2000s named Mims?
There was.
I'm
Yes,
literally.
there was.
Yeah, he's saying this is why I'm hot.
Yeah. Yes, there was.
That's what I was looking up.
Oh, gotcha.
Next up, we have Minnesota, who is somehow 6-1, taking on the Washington Redskins, who are 4-4. 64% of the money is with Minnesota laying 3. 74% of the money is on the over at 43.5. 78% of the money is on Minnesota money line at -165.
Everything with this says to take Minnesota. They have a 1.5 value index right now. This has them winning by 5 points.
I still have no idea how this team is 6-1. I really don't.
Their defense is just good enough, and their offense is just good enough.
And
that's-
everyone else in the NFL is like extremely mediocre.
I mean, this year it kind of seems that way.
Does.
And
Like luck has just fallen on their side.
well, and they're consistent. They're not great.
They're not
They're just
great.
consistent,
Yep.
right? So they have a
They're
good.
one of the only ones who are being consistent.
Yep. They have a good passing attack. They have one of the best receivers in the NFL. They have one of the better secondary receivers in the NFL.
They have a great running back.
They have a great running
Two
back,
great running
backed
backs.
up by another good running back. It's and their defense is just good enough.
They have the shell of Adam Thielen, who it's still better to have as a second option than most guys.
He's not what he used to be, but again, he's a good secondary receiver behind one of the better ones in the league in Justin Jefferson.
And you got T.J. Hawkinson now that can catch a football.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I'm intrigued to see how that plays out. I don't know how many plays he's going to play, but
In a pretty awful division.
Yes, the NFC North is fucking terrible. So
Like, I don't want to disrespect the AFC South, but this might be the worst division in football.
it's hard not to say that.
it's very difficult not to say that. I think both quarterbacks in this matchup could have a really good game.
Heineken
Yeah.
and Kirk Cousins.
Cousins is one of my better plays for the week. Honestly, he could ball out against this Washington secondary, and in playing catch up, Heineken can do equally as well.
Hey, just throw the ball to Terry McLaurin, and I'll be happy.
Right,
Do it.
And Heineken's got wheels. I mean,
and right. He can,
I don't mean wheels like he's the fastest dude in the world, but he can
no,
move.
but he can move, and he's got that rushing ability
Yeah.
for a quarterback.
He might be able to hang with them for a little bit in the first half.
Yeah, the backfield for Washington has me a little bit perplexed. I mean, Brian Robinson, he outsnapped Gibson in back-to-back games.
This guy using 10-point words.
Perplexed.
Perplexed.
Nicely done.
Sorry.
How long have you been waiting to break that one out?
It just rolled off the tongue, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm perplexed.
But Robinson lost snaps last week in as far as outsnapping Gibson. And Gibson's had two pretty good games in a row, even with Robinson being back there in the backfield. So I'm a little wishy-washy on who to go with in this one. I think even Washington is. They don't really know who to go with. They're kind of going to play the hot hand, I think, in this situation. So I don't really trust either one of these guys. If I were to say I trusted anybody, it'd be Gibson, because if you're in a league that scores for return yards, he's still getting returns. And if you're in a league that, he's getting the receptions, Brian Robinson's not. So in a game where they're going to be playing from behind, Gibson's going to be the receiving back out of the backfield. He's going to get you more points than Brian Robinson, who was basically just the running back. So if I were to pick one, I'd pick, even though I like Brian Robinson more overall in career,
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Gibson in this game.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Seattle taking on Arizona. 67% of the money is on Seattle getting 1.5. 55% of the money is on the under at 49, and 77% of the money is on Seattle money line at plus 105. I actually like the over in this one, because when these two teams get together, like, just weird shit happens. Like, the games are always out of control. So I actually do like the over in this one, if I were to bet it. I do think,
Even with Call of Duty coming out?
even with Call of Duty coming out, I do like the over in this one.
I like the over in this one, and I think Seattle could make the over themselves.
I love how 3 weeks ago the Call of Duty thing was a funny joke. Now it's just like, no, even with that, I still think so. It's like, it's just accepted as a factual thing.
Right,
at this
exactly.
point.
No, like I said, I like the over in this one. Honestly, I actually like Seattle in this game too. I do.
I do as well.
In all honesty, Seattle, for some reason, is looking like one of the better teams in the league. Like, I like them more than most teams.
They have a defense they have guys that they drafted in like the 6th round that are actually stepping up.
And, like, again, credit to Pete Carroll and the entire organization. You are hitting on 6th and 7th round guys. You are making that defense into world beaters again.
Right.
They're not going to be there this year, next year.
You took a damn good pick in your second round with Kenneth Walker, who everybody that passed on him right now is kicking themselves.
Oh, absolutely there.
And then you have a guy like Geno Smith, who is basically in the perfect storm of a situation where he's been on the team for 3 years.
He
He was
knows his
he was
shit.
behind Russ. He learned the offense.
Yep.
And I think you're seeing right now that what Geno could have been all along is maybe none of us gave Geno enough credit for having enough talent to play in the NFL.
Geno is going out there right now and doing exactly what you hope a quarterback would do.
Yeah.
He is just executing.
Yeah,
what
he's not doing.
supposed to.
He's not making dumb mistakes. He's just taking what the defense gives him.
Yep.
And that's all you need.
And that's what he's doing. He's executing the offensive game plan almost to perfection.
And he's not trying to do too much,
Right.
like certain
Yeah.
quarterbacks in this league.
Right.
You know.
Well,
like
and
the one he's playing this week.
Well, so and you look at the other side of the ball. You got Kyler Murray, who I don't think the coach trusts him. I don't think he trusts the coach.
No.
I think there's an animosity there that is going to boil over at some point.
He also can't see over his offensive line.
He also can't see, and not to mention he relies
He
completely.
does not bang hot bombs.
He we don't know that.
You don't know that.
We don't know that. He
Kyler might. He's got a big paycheck, so
he relies too much on his.
Is that like some type of metaphor for big dong? Is that what it is?
No, I literally meant the big paychecks, but I knew if I worded it that way, I would get the exact look out of you that you gave me. As soon as I said big, he goes,
I thought it was some sort of metaphor for big
shit.
dong. That's where you're
Frank's
going
about
with
to say
that.
Kyler's got a big crank on. I'm on air.
When you look at Kyler Murray, he relies too much on which is why they put in his contract he needed to watch film. He
And then
relies
took it out.
he relies too much.
Shouldn't have taken
Right,
it out.
yeah. He relies too much on his athletic ability. He relies too much on just being a natural athlete.
Right.
And you could do that in college.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You cannot do that in the NFL.
Nope.
And you're seeing it in the NFL right now play out with him because he feels like he doesn't have to watch film and do things like that. He doesn't have to do the extras. He just can rely on the fact he's a great athlete and he's got good intuition. Well, you're seeing that can win you a couple of games. It doesn't win you the most important games, and it actually will get you chased out of town.
I hate to make this comparison because it's one of the biggest busts of all time, but he's Jamarcus Russell with slightly more talent.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would go a lot more talent.
He does not prepare. He does not anything. He just goes out there and hopes he's good enough.
I agree with that portion of it.
And that's literally what Jamarcus did. He was just like, fuck it. I'm going to go out there. Hopefully this goes well. And guess what? It didn't.
It
And
did not.
Not,
It didn't
not
go well.
ever.
I love Seattle in this game, actually.
Yep. Yeah, I would definitely take Seattle in this one.
And the value index has them as the pick as well.
I do have some injury news.
Yeah.
Josh Reynolds out. Darren Waller out. Zach Moss out. And this one doesn't really pertain to fantasy, but again, we just talked about Matt Milano, Bills linebacker, out.
No,
Yeah.
that does pertain to fantasy.
Fair.
It does. It pertains to the run game.
Yeah.
For the Jets.
Yes.
And
this is another reason that I'm telling you, hammer the Jets getting the points. Hammer the Jets getting the points.
Yeah, I agree with you there a little bit.
what is Buffalo's secondary looking like now?
It's still banged up.
It's still banged up? Yeah, then you're...
I said I would hammer the Jets getting the points. in this
Yeah.
one.
Plus they're giving them, what, 10.5?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not going to say they're going to win because I still think the Bills, even with a depleted defense, are still a better team. But
about 10.5 points
10
better.
and a half points.
I don't see that. Especially with the Bills started, like, they're starting linebackers going to be out.
I may end up with a lot of money on that game. Not a lot of money.
Right.
More than I normally bet.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Hey, listen,
Not a
I
lot
ain't
of
got
money.
a lot.
Not a lot.
I ain't got
But-
that big bag like fucking Kyler's got.
A lot.
Anything fantasy on the Seattle, Arizona?
Yeah, when you're looking at it, obviously Geno Smith. Listen, he's been quarterback 8 on the year, so you're if you've got him right now, you're playing him, and he's been a great find in fantasy, right? I mean, I think we all didn't want to believe it at first.
No, we didn't.
But
We went from like not even realizing he was still in the league to like he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
I still don't fully buy it. Like, I'm waiting for reality to happen where it's like all of a sudden everybody gets shaken up in the way things are supposed to happen. The Raiders all of a sudden become a decent
This
team.
what this
like
kind of
we
reminds me of? Like the second act of Rich Gannon's career, where he was terrible, but then like the second act of his career, he was good. He was really
Right.
good.
Yeah. Brad Johnson.
0-2,
Brad
man.
Johnson.
Brad
0-2, man.
Yeah. But like,
Bring up both those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
the
and
0-2 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Kyler's been, as far as quarterbacks go, Kyler's been decent as far as fantasy goes, and especially now in the last 2 weeks, now that he has basically his alpha dog back in the huddle, right? He's got Hopkins back. If you're looking at the running back situation, Kenneth Walker's a must play.
Yes.
Eno Benjamin is a intriguing play this week if Connor is still out. He's a game time decision. I don't know if he's going to end up playing. They're saying he's probably not going to play again, which means Eno Benjamin's going to get all the snaps again. It
You
worked
want
out.
to keep saying this guy's name? I'm trying to keep a straight face while you keep saying it.
Eno?
Yeah.
Eno Benjamin.
Because every time he says it, it sounds like anal.
Well, Anal Benjamin.
All right.
He did it last week, too, and I was just like, stop saying this dude's name. Like, I'm just going to lose it in a second.
And then you make your way over to the wide receivers. D-Hop has had 2 great weeks in a row. You have to play him. And listen, he's a target monster with Kyler. Kyler's just throwing to him nonstop, right?
That is the perfect situation for him.
It is.
You are basically the offense.
Rondale Moore actually played pretty well last week too. He panned out with D-Hop being there, taking some coverage away. Rondale Moore actually played pretty damn well. He had 7 grabs, 92 yards, a touchdown, which is way better than he's had basically for the entire rest of the season. So
Lazard's in.
Lazard is in.
Yeah, I was looking at
Okay.
Swift is in. Lazard's in. DeAndre Carter's in.
Oh,
Christian
Carter is in. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yes.
Okay.
Christian Watson and James Robinson are in as well.
Christian Watson, James. Okay.
Damian Harris is out.
That bodes well for Madre Stevenson.
Yes, it does.
Ooh, says James Conner's trending towards playing.
Oh, wow. Well, then Anal Benjamin won't.
Eno Benjamin.
Do I put him in now?
Connor? I wouldn't.
He's been on my bench the last 3 weeks.
I wouldn't. What did he do before he got hurt?
Nada.
I can tell you he did a big fucking goose egg before he
Not
got hurt.
gonna work here anymore anyway.
50 yards, 50 yards, 40 yards, 25 yards, 26 yards.
So, yeah.
I mean, my choices are him or Lazard, though.
I'd play Lazard.
That's who's in, so I guess we're going to leave him in there.
Yeah, with Lazard being confirmed as playing, I will play Lazard.
Would you go Lazard or Samuel?
Samuel from,
Washington.
I'd still go Lazard.
Okay. This is the way I had
Although,
it set up.
listen, Samuel could have a good game today because
was gonna
they've
say.
been playing from behind, I believe, against Minnesota, so he could have a good game, but I think I still lean Lazard. If he's playing against that Detroit secondary, I think I lean Lazard.
Okay. Chris over here and Brian Robinson Jr.
No, I had to drop what's his nuts because he's freaking hurt.
No,
So
I don't know.
I
I was just switching around my lineup.
I
and
know I
it
had
popped
to. I
up
didn't
that
have a
you pick him
choice.
up.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. It sucks. I'm glad I found that out now before leaving a guy in that's not gonna fucking play.
Right. I still, with Brian Robinson, like, I still can't get past that. Dude takes 2 bullets in the leg, and 4 weeks later, he's fine.
Hey, man.
Michael Thomas has got, like, a spring.
I mean, I didn't want to have to add him, but I literally had no fucking choice.
Yeah, but then you look at Michael Thomas, who has, like, a sprained toenail.
Yeah.
And he's going to be out for the year.
season.
Like, this dude literally had 2 9mm in
Yeah.
his fucking leg.
Right. We got the fantasy shit on this game all taken care of?
Yeah.
Sorry, I literally had to do
No,
that
I
to my
know.
lineup. Sorry. Next up, we got the Rams taking on the Bucks. This should be a much sexier matchup. It's not because both these teams they're not very good right now. They just aren't.
They're 2 3-1 teams.
Yeah, they are. 56% of the money is on Tampa laying 3. 78% of the money is on the under at 42.5, and 52% of the money is on the Rams money line at plus 130. God, that's really low for the over under. Like really low. But
But
you got to
neither
look
one
at
of them have been doing much.
right. You
And
look at
both
both
defenses are pretty strong.
right. But you look at both these offenses. Yeah, they really haven't. And, which is odd to say because of who their quarterbacks are.
Stafford and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Offenses aren't very good.
You think the over under would be significantly more than it is, but considering where both these teams are at currently, yeah, I guess this makes sense for a low over under.
Watch it just be an absolute shootout.
I could absolutely see that too. I don't think it's going to be.
Like the divorce is final. Tom figures his shit out. All of a sudden, he's putting up 40 points.
Right. I mean, you still got dead arm Matt Stafford, so I don't. Who knows?
Stafford stops seeing his wife as his receiver and goes back to seeing Cooper Kupp out there.
Right. I mean, as long as he doesn't see any black players, he's fine. He doesn't have to throw to any of them.
There was some meme, like,
So dumb.
literally, it said that too. And I was like, I mean, it's funny because it's kind of true, but it's not really true.
No, it's not.
Like, by coincidence, it looks like it is.
Right,
I will
exactly.
agree 100% of the time on that. But at the end of the day, no. That has nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, honestly, like betting wise, I'm not a huge fan of anything in this game. If I gun to my head, if I had to pick something, I would probably go with the under. I guess I don't know. I don't hate it.
I would probably
love
save
it.
my money and not bet on this.
That's I said. I don't want to do anything with this game. But
So the value index says to take the Rams. They have them at a 4.5 as the value index pick here.
yeah,
I'll be honest with you, I don't agree with it. I think this is you're going to get post-divorce Tom. I think this dude comes out in this game and is just cyborg-esque. I think he comes out in this game and just throws all over the place.
yeah.
And they win this game by a decent margin.
Really?
I think he comes out and just is just mechanical Tom in this one.
Okay.
All the bullshit's behind him. The divorce is finalized.
Right.
There's no more bullshit. Like he's just gonna come out and be a cyborg in this game. Again, just a feeling. Just a feeling.
I could see that, but it's just you've seen for like weeks now, and even obviously with the divorce and all that shit, and all this personal shit going on. It just looks like he's disinterested.
Yeah.
It does. So I don't know. Maybe that changes this week because the divorce is final now.
I know the last big public breakup, he took his team to the AFC Championship that year.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I just-
Post breakup Tom is
Like I look at this Tampa Bay team and I don't think they're that good.
they're not.
They're not. But
Mike Evans is out passing out autographs or golf advice, one of the two. Still can't figure out which one that was.
oh, it's golf advice. That's what I was told. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it was very official of the ref to walk up to him with a pen and paper and was like, "Can you write down the golf course for me?"
Obviously yes.
And he must have known what it was called because he was very quick with it.
Yeah, and then fantasy wise, I'm looking at this game. Obviously, you're going to start your studs. You're going to start Cooper Kupp. You're going to start, Stafford. Which I feel bad if you have to start Matt Stafford because that dude's arm is about ready to fall off. I believe Cam Akers is playing.
Got tighten the screws in his shoulder.
You do. And that big sack of shit Leonard Fournette is playing. So
The big sack of shit who happens to just be one of the better running backs
is.
this year, even if he walked into camp at 300 pounds.
right, exactly. Yeah, so like I said, fantasy wise, obviously you're starting your studs in this game. Anything you got fantasy on this?
Sorry, I'm taking care of some commissioner stuff in in my big league.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, I like I said, I like Tom in this game. I think he's going to have a big game. Again, just a gut feeling. Post-divorce Tom coming out and just saying, "Fuck this! I'm done with the bullshit. I'm coming out here and playing football."
We sit here and joke about so many guys with situations like that, but Tom's like the one it actually holds true with. Like there is a realistic chance that Tom Brady comes out and looks like the old Tom Brady, and we totally forget about the first half of this year.
Right? and that's what I could see happening in this one. Obviously, Cooper Kupp's a major play. You have to play him. The guy, I mean, Matt Stafford doesn't look to anybody else.
no,
It's either him or his wife,
exactly.
which they look alike.
They do.
I don't know if we said that before, but
I think once or twice.
yeah. Leonard Fournette is a good play today too. He's been getting a lot of play out of the backfield as far as passes go as well. 13 red zone opportunities, weeks 4 through 8. He's a guy that you're playing and you're happy with playing him. I think Godwin could have a really big game today. I really like his matchup. He's going to match up with Troy Hill. I like his matchup in this game. Mike Evans is always a risk to go off, but he's playing against Ramsey. I know Ramsey's kind of been a little bit of dog shit lately, but Ramsey can still shut a guy down when he's on his game. He can also get in the head of Mike Evans, which can take him out of the game. I do really love Chris Godwin in this game.
Jalen's just going to be in his ear the entire game, running his mouth.
And you know how Mike Evans is. That can take him out of a game.
Yep.
Because
you watch what he did with Lattimore.
He lets that shit get to him.
He does. Yeah, Lattimore is notorious for that shit.
Yep.
So. Anything else?
No.
On the flip side, I did see Akers was playing.
Yes.
Yep. I did see that he's going to be playing, and we'll see how that works out.
I was going to say, I don't know that helps or hurts, but he's playing.
Yeah.
I like it. He's playing, but is he going to play?
Like, that doesn't affect your fantasy or your DFS or, just a fact, he might play.
Just the facts. Just the facts.
Next up, we got Tennessee taking on Kansas City. How the fuck is Tennessee 5-2? 66% of the money is on Tennessee getting 12.5. 54% of the money is on the over at 45.5. 86% of the money is on Kansas City money line at -560.
I did not even look at Malik Willis's stats
That's
from last
God,
week.
that is a huge spread. 12.5.
That's what she said.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a huge spread.
Was it like a charcuterie board? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
Fake Lunchables?
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Fake Lunchables?
Fake high-quality Lunchables.
Exactly.
Funchables?
Funchables? Exactly. Betting-wise, I could see the over in this one. Easy. Yeah. Other than that, I don't like that spread is
Hey.
a lot.
Blake Willis, not good.
Not good. Not good. Not good.
No.
Malik Willis? No.
Yeah.
No.
6 for 10 for 55 yards last week.
Not good at all.
That's bad.
Could confidently say probably could do better.
I think so. Because Tannehill's out, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the Malik Willis show. So, yeah, like I said, betting wise, I would take the over probably on this one. Other than that, nah.
And you want to look at what they did last week with Malik Willis starting. Derrick Henry, 32 carries for 220 yards.
And I see that trend continuing today.
In other words, if you had any doubts about it, yes, you're starting Derrick Henry.
Yes, you absolutely are starting Derrick Henry. Fantasy wise, obviously, look, if you got Mahomes, congrats. You're obviously starting him. Kelsey, Tony is actually activated. He is playing today.
Who's that?
Tony.
Okay.
He is playing today.
I'm really interested to see how this kid does with Patrick Mahomes.
I am too.
He's an intriguing DFS play for me today. I put him in a couple of DFS lineups as a spend low, roll the dice play. With Patrick Mahomes,
I could see him being Tyreek Hill.
He could listen. The guy.
I could see him being Zay Jones though.
I mean, at this point, his nickname is Cadaverous Tony because he's been like a dead body out there. But on a new team,
hasn't been other
right?
than Saquon.
But like you get out there on a new team with Patrick Mahomes throwing you the football. If you can get open, he'll get you the football. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of whether he can be out there and get open. It's one of those contrarian plays for me in a DFS lineup. I'm rolling the dice on it in a couple lineups.
Okay.
I don't know if I would put him in my year-long league.
Not in his first week. No.
But if
especially in ours, you got 4 bench spots. He's not worth one of those spots right now.
No. But I do kind of like that as a DFS play.
Yeah, if the kid puts up 80 yards, I guarantee you some shithead's going to pick him up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I think somebody's already got him.
For Tony?
In our league, yeah. I think
Somebody already has
got him.
Cadaverous Tony?
I'm almost positive, yeah.
Wow.
Because when I heard the trade, I was going to go pick him up, but I think somebody already had him.
You want to talk about bad trades? My other league?
Yeah.
Ski traded for Jamar Chase literally hours before it was announced.
Shit, dude,
I felt so bad, dude.
Yeah, two girls, one cup.
Ski's got him.
He's got Tony. Yeah.
He's got cadaverous Tony.
Yeah.
Does he still have 9 wide receivers, though?
Yeah, right.
He's got 3 on his bench, 1 starting, 2. Yeah, he's still got 1 too many wide receivers.
Does
What
he
the
really?
fuck?
Does he really?
Dave's gonna lose his shit.
Dave is gonna lose his
Well,
shit.
Dave well, not directly, but he called him out
I know.
in the league.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
I read the email.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Dave's gonna lose his shit if he doesn't
he's
drop
got
this guy.
Cup Smith,
1, 2, 3,
St. Brown.
4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's got 6 wide receivers.
Ski, drop one of your wide receivers, dummy.
I'm just gonna text him.
No, leave it. I want to see Dave go ape shit. I do.
I want to text Dave right now.
Hey, you might want to check out Ski's lineup, buddy.
You gonna text him or you want me to?
Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna text Dave.
We just come across Ski's illegal lineup. Just a heads up.
Still illegal.
Still illegal.
lineup. See, but that's what I mean. Like with the patience in this league, we all know he's got an illegal lineup.
Actually, you're his family. You text him. I don't want to.
Yeah, but that's where I'm like, if I'm the one who gets his blood pressure going, then I feel bad.
No, I just want to see Dave lose his shit. That's the whole reason I want.
You trust me, you don't want to see Dave lose his shit. I've seen Dave lose his shit. It's not pretty.
Well, as long as he doesn't lose it on me, I don't fucking care. I say one of the guys.
I just texted him and put Ski.
Like,
He's gonna know exactly what it's about.
I'm like, one of the guys in our league has an illegal lineup. Just saying. I'm gonna give you one guess as to who.
Well, that's literally what he said to me last week. When he went off about it, I texted him. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "One of the guys in the league has 6 wide receivers. Take a guess."
And he still has 6
I was
wide
like,
receivers.
"It's Ski. Ski's the one who gets screwed in all of this because I know he relies on the website to let him know when you're at the roster limit."
Yeah.
So
Which who doesn't?
right.
Yeah. Which is
So I
fucking
know
stupid.
exactly what it is, and it's why I don't get pissed at him for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just have to count.
Literally.
Can't go past 5.
I couldn't agree with you more. Because anytime I do an add or drop, I make sure I'm like, all right, was this going to put me over the fucking limit here?
And with the way I've got mine structured, I got 5 wide receivers, 5 running backs.
Yeah, so do I.
So it's like
Yeah.
if I drop a running back, I pick up a running
Yep.
back. If I drop a wide receiver, I pick up a wide
No,
receiver.
I do the same thing. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in that league. I'm very committed to making sure I know. Like
Yeah.
I count my running backs.
Absolutely.
I count my wide receivers.
And our roster's so small that it's
not that-
easy to do.
Right, and not to mention, like I'm never at risk for having too many wide receivers because I don't really carry too many. I usually carry 2 or maybe 3. I'm at risk of carrying too many running backs because I value the running back. So I always make sure I only got the 4 I'm starting and 1 on my bench,
Right.
and that's it. So I have another league that's like that too. You have to count your guys on your roster, but ESPN is pretty good at
Right.
not allowing
I don't
you
know
to pick
why.
up that.
I don't know why Yahoo doesn't do that. It's fucking stupid.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But we might want to think about going to ESPN next year because they actually
He won't.
He won't. No. ESPN does regulate that for you.
He does not like ESPN. We didn't want to do Yahoo, but Yahoo gave us the most options of what
yeah.
we wanted.
Gotcha. See, ESPN's gotten better over the years. They give you a lot of options.
Honestly, I don't know if he even pays attention because he's been so anti-ESPN leagues that
Yeah.
I don't know that he's even aware of how they are anymore.
Gotcha. I didn't like ESPN as much back in the day.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It used to be absolute ass.
But it's
I agree.
the worst one now is NFL.com. They're awful. And CBS. I hate them both.
When we did that league with Ryan and Mike, I didn't want to do it anymore just based on the fact that we used CBS and then NFL.
Right.
Like they were just terrible sites.
Awful. But ESPN over the years has gotten a lot better. It gives you a lot more options as far as, building your starting lineup, putting in, caps on how many players you can have.
And I just love all the stats right there.
Right.
Like right on my roster. When I
Yep.
pull it
Yeah.
up, it's everything right
Everything's
here.
right there. And yeah,
I want to compare this guy and this guy. I just move them right next to each other, and I just compare them up and down.
done. Yeah. But anyway, all right. So back to that. Sorry, I was taking care of some.
Yeah, that's-
I was taking care of some commissioner business again. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
Where are we at now?
Tennessee, Kansas City.
Tennessee, Kansas City. All right. Let's see. The value index has Tennessee being the play at 5.46 being their value index.
Oh, wow.
It has Kansas City winning this game 28-21.
Okay.
And obviously, if you're getting 12.5 points, if it's 28-21 score,
You win.
you win.
Yep.
Does that thing ever have any game as a blowout?
It does seem
Usually
like,
no.
It does seem like the majority of them are very close games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, usually
Like,
no.
this is a larger spread for what they've given us, and it's like, what,
Right.
6 points, 7 points?
Yep. It's a 7-point spread in this one. As far as that goes, I think I like this pick if Tannehill's playing.
He's not.
Tannehill's out.
I believe so.
So
it up
he was
one more time?
Yeah, look it up because I know it was a question whether he was going to play. If Malik Willis is playing, I'm taking Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Like,
I mean, granted, they're going to run the ball all day anyways.
well, I'm taking
Tennessee.
Kansas City, giving up the points.
They are literally saying it could be a game time decision.
Okay.
Like,
So
we
to
may
me-
know he's starting if he's out there when the game starts.
But
Gotcha.
to me, that says he's probably not going to play.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bode well for him. So I would lean Kansas City, but I'm going to wait to put any money on this game until right before game time to find out if he's playing or not. If Tannehill's playing, then I'll take the points with Tennessee. If Malik Willis is playing, I'm going to take Kansas City giving up the points.
Even What's his injury?
Possible high ankle sprain.
High ankle sprain, and I know he had an illness as well.
Yeah.
So he's not moving great.
So, like I said, but
But
that
in the
leads me to.
pocket-
But he
should
can
be
he can at
okay.
least throw the football better
Yeah.
than Malik Willis can right now.
But what that leads me to believe
From the look
is
of
that
things,
he's not going to
Malik-
play.
What's that?
That leads me to believe he's not going to play.
Yeah. It also leads me to believe that Tennessee's super desperate to have him play because they know they don't have a shot in hell with Malik Willis playing right now.
Unless Derrick Henry runs wild. No, they don't.
Well,
But if you're literally going to leave it down to snap time, like, obviously you can't wait that long. You've got to give them a little bit of a notice
Right.
before the game starts. But if you're waiting till the very last minute, you're just desperate.
Or just a degenerate gambler. So, whatever.
Oh,
So, did you text Dave?
yes.
Okay, so did I.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't get a response. Did you?
Neither did I.
Okay, damn.
I
Chris, you want to text him?
I don't have his number.
all I said was, "Hey, bro."
Oh, I do have his number. Yeah, I have his number.
Hey, bro, just a heads up. Ski has 6 wide receivers right now. We noticed as we were doing the show and looking at players.
And I just put, ski?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put. Why does one of our teams have 6 wide receivers?
Oh, don't jump on that. Don't jump on the bandwagon. Don't.
I was going to say, realistically, we shouldn't have both done it.
Yeah.
That
No,
was,
no,
That
no.
was miscommunication,
Yeah.
but
No. Don't do it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say he's got a mean streak.
We can just say that we didn't. I mean, I didn't know you were going to.
Yeah.
We had talked about it, but I.
What is
didn't
it?
know.
What is it? Why would he get so pissed that you both texted him?
I just don't want to be a dickhead.
Fair.
Like, he wouldn't get pissed off at us, really, but it is. I know as a person who runs a league and runs leagues, like, I don't like everybody coming to me with the complaint at the same fucking time. It's like, all right, somebody bring it to my attention. I'll take care of it.
Right.
But don't, like, come on, guys. Let's not. I can't watch every team every minute of every day, so don't bring it to me as if
Right.
I fucked up. Bring it to my attention. I'll take care of it. Don't jump on the fucking bandwagon
I get it.
here.
And it's not like his temper's that bad. He just
Yeah.
he gets frustrated at the fact none of these assholes fucking listen.
Yeah, they don't pay
And
attention.
he's got
Yeah.
to repeat himself 17
And
times.
which would drive me fucking nuts.
Run-
too. I get it.
Running a fantasy league is like taking care of a daycare. It really is.
And you notice it's always like the worst possible person to run a daycare who's the one who does it.
Yeah. This guy.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, not that you'd be like bad at it, but you wouldn't be the first guy I'd call up and be like, hey,
No,
you
certainly
want to
not.
run a daycare?
No.
Because I don't give a shit about your kids.
No, we know you don't.
No, I would not be a good person to run a daycare.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact Dave would not be a good person to run
No.
a daycare either.
No. That much patience is not.
Yeah. It's like dealing with a bunch of toddlers when you run a fantasy league.
Sounds like a hoot.
Some are smarter than others.
And
some
some
get
just
it. Some,
whine a lot.
Right. Yeah. Some are smarter than others. The ones that aren't smart are just never going to get it.
Yeah.
They're dumb as hell. And they complain a lot all the time about everybody else. when they also do the same shit that they're
Right.
complaining about?
I did. I accidentally added a 6 wide receiver last week, and Ski texted me about it.
I love
the guy with 6 wide receivers.
I love how he's the one that texts you about it. Like, bro, look at your own lineup.
That's why I laughed. He didn't even. Well, he didn't text me about it. He asked me why I did.
Oh.
But
What does it matter why?
Well, because I picked up a dude on.
Picked up a dude?
It was Lazard. Yeah.
Picked up a dude.
Picked up a dude.
You know,
He picked up a dude.
I switched things up. I'm out there picking up dudes now.
Disguised as a dude, played another dude.
I just sit out there with my Call of Duty, pick up dudes.
Picked up a dude.
But
Disguised as a dude, playing another dude.
I think it was Lazard. I picked up Lazard last week,
Okay.
and I was like, "Fuck, that gives me 6 wide receivers." So I had to drop him instantly. And I get a text. What
Well,
are
you
you
coulda-
doing? I'm like, well, I was gonna add this guy, and then I had too many, so then I cut that guy because I figured he was the guy I just added, so might as well cut him.
Right.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Like, what? Mind your own business. Check your own lineup.
Like, it's Lazard. He's listed as out. I'm not trying to cockblock somebody from taking him this week.
Right, like. Ay.
We good on the fantasy shit?
Yeah, I think we're good on this one. I mean, we talked about how intriguing a play Tony is in this one.
Yeah.
And
And Ski, if you are watching, buddy, I do love you. We're just busting your balls about this stuff.
Yeah.
Ski, if you're watching, I don't love you. I think you're a good dude, but check your lineup. That's all I'm going to say.
I just didn't want to pick on him
But-
too much.
No. It's all in good fun. But
It is. And we can help you out by letting you know that, hey, dude, you
It
have,
was an
Hey, bro.
appropriate level for somebody who doesn't pay attention to what the fuck they're doing.
I'm intrigued to see how this backfield plays out with Allaire and Pacheco. Pacheco was named the starter.
I told you
before-
that was gonna
before the
happen.
bye week, but then he got less snaps than
Right.
Edwards-Allaire.
You know what his projected points are?
5.
Like,
8.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
I saw him. I was like, down, picking him up. Chuba, drop. Pacheco, added.
Drop.
5 points. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah. It was weird how it played out. Even though he was named the starter, he really wasn't the starter. I mean, it was just very strange. So I'm curious to see how it plays out now after the bye week, to see how they come back and play and split up that backfield. I think Derrick Henry does have a good game today. That Kansas City defense can be run on. So I think they're going to rely on him a lot, whether Tannehill plays or not, because even if Tannehill plays, he's going to be hurting with that high ankle sprain. He's going to be a pocket passer.
Yep.
They're going to need to rely on Derrick Henry, which is what you want to do in any way,
Yeah, I
because
think
he's
they
Derrick Henry.
I think that was their game plan regardless.
Yeah,
Just give the
it's
ball to
Derrick Henry.
That's it.
Give the-
Until his wheels literally fall off.
Yeah.
That needs to be your game plan.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then I think this is a smash game for Travis Kelce. I really do. I
can see that.
think this is a smash game for him.
I can see that. Next up, the final game of the week, the Monday Nighter. Baltimore taking on New Orleans. 70% of the money is on Baltimore laying 2. 84% of the money is on the under at 47. And 62% of the money is on Baltimore money line at minus 125.
Take New Orleans.
I do like New Orleans as well in this one. I do.
The value index has New Orleans being a 4.81 value index winner in this one. They have New Orleans winning 26-22.
I could see this as being another game where Baltimore might get up and then they're just going to lose it.
Frank is done.
I'm just thinking of how happy I am that Raw's on Monday.
Oh.
If there's one game that just doesn't interest me, the Saints it's not that they're a bad team, they're just not exciting. There's nothing about the Saints that's enjoyable to watch. And Baltimore's Baltimore. You're going to watch Lamar run around for 3 hours, and
Right.
that's going to be it.
Well, I want to see how Andy Dalton does in prime time. He's been, how do I put this? He's been Geno Smith light.
Okay?
Like
It's a real thing.
That's something.
I mean, he's been right. I mean, am I wrong?
Hold on.
Geno Smith light.
I had to give you the dramatic effect.
Jesus.
Not only is there Geno Smith, but there's a Geno Smith light. Fuck my life. Dave said, "Yeah, I thought he fixed it. Guess not."
That did not happen.
He said his answer to me was, "Haha, Frank." Frank just texted me too.
I should text him now just to be a dick. Be like, hey, I hear there's a guy in our league that has 6 wide receivers.
And then just a like crying, laughing face. So this game, it looks like Edwards is gonna be Edwards is doubtful. Looks like he's not gonna play, along with Andrews. So as far as I love Isaiah Likely,
I do too.
as a play in this game.
I figured that was likely.
Well, no,
It's a likely play.
I remember talking about him at the beginning of the season that I at some point
He's got a lot of talent.
He's got a lot of upside.
And so last week when Andrews went down, you saw
Yep.
He had 77 yards receiving and a score. Now, New Orleans is good against the tight end, but still, Isaiah Likely is one of those athletic tight ends like Andrews who
Yep.
can get into open spaces.
stretch the field a little
yes, absolutely.
Yep.
I love him as a play in this game. I love him in a DFS lineup. In a DFS lineup, he's only $5,000 on FanDuel. So it's a spend down option that you can get a full-time tight end that's going to get a lot of play.
Right.
I really do love that option. I think Olave is going to have a decent game in this one. Landry managed limited practices, but I just got to say this because I know you hate him. Michael Thomas.
Dude.
What the fuck?
Is this guy, honestly, is this dude ever going to play football again?
I don't think he wants to play football.
I don't either.
Like,
It just seems like anytime he comes close to coming back,
Wait, he's got a hangnail, so he's
Yeah.
going to sit out. I mean, like, what are we doing here, man? Come on.
it just seems like he makes up something
Like,
anytime he's close to coming back.
I
It's
know it
always
was a
something.
meme, but Brian Robinson got shot two
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
in his leg, and he's a running back,
Yep.
and he came back 4 weeks later,
Right.
Right?
Michael Thomas can't play for 3 years because his fucking leg hurts.
Because his toe. He's got a dislocated toe. Bro got shot twice.
And it's not even a situation of like Michael Thomas is just holding out because he doesn't want to play with Jameis. He did the same thing with Drew Brees.
He did.
It's just ridiculous.
But there has been obviously some friction between him and the organization, even when Breeze was there.
Right.
So if that's playing into this, which I believe it 100% is, then just get rid of him.
Right. Just be done with it. Looking at the other guys though, so Kenyon Drake looks to be the guy in the backfield, and you could do worse than him if you have him in your lineup, or if you want to put him in DFS. It looks Edwards is going to be sitting out, right? So he's doubtful. Justice Hill gives you no run, so Kenyon Drake's the guy, and then Alvin Kamara. I mean, he's been tearing up the league since he came back in Week 5. So you play him and you hope for another big game from him. He's been averaging 25 touches a game, so. Hope for the same. I got him in a couple leagues.
Ski has been made aware.
Did Ski message you or?
No, I messaged Ski with big bold capital letters that said drop a wide receiver with like 13 exclamation points. And he responded with, what? I said, dude, you've had 6 of them for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And then I
Jesus
guess
Christ.
Dave texted him at the same time too. Like I said, I get why it happens, but
I don't. Pay attention.
yeah, that's exactly why it happens, because people don't pay attention.
Pay attention.
Just understanding of the fact they don't pay attention because I don't pay attention.
It's not that difficult, especially like on a Sunday, literally before.
Yeah, but we're coming from 2 different things here. Dude's got kids at home. And
I don't
shit.
give a fuck.
Like-
You can't take 5 minutes to do this. Really?
I got a busy ass life too, bro. I keep track of it.
You have a problem though. There's a difference.
This dude's got like 20 fantasy fucking leagues.
I thought you were about to say 20 kids.
Not that we know of, anyways, but
I was like, wow, damn, 20?
but
Yes,
this dude,
20 leagues, yes.
This dude's in 20 fantasy leagues, and yet he could manage to make sure his lineup is correct all the time.
I'm not here saying
and
right, wrong.
Skis
I'm just saying
got
I
what,
get
2?
it. I think so. Yeah.
And we're giving him a
he got
pass
a
because
30
he's
at
got
this point?
fucking kids? Are you serious? No.
Well, the fucking came before the kids.
I mean,
Obviously.
fair enough, but Yeah, no, that's bullshit. I'm not giving him a pass on that shit. No, because you got kids.
Chris, I don't expect you to give anybody a pass on anything.
Just pay attention.
Like everybody else,
You're more forgiving than we are.
Yeah. I wish
You're more forgiving.
I wish I could see Chris as a teacher.
oh shit.
Oh God.
Some kid brings in a late homework assignment. It's not my fault you're a fucking idiot. Can't do your shit on time. No, get that the fuck out of here.
Like, no, you get an F. I don't care if it's the best paper ever fucking written. No.
I had teachers like that.
Well,
it
not
was-
all of us are that old.
It was late, so you don't get credit for it. Period. It was late.
Yeah.
You were supposed to have it in on time.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, yeah.
I was the generation where all my teachers said that, but then they were like, "Don't tell anybody, but I'll take it late."
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't.
I wasn't this new generation where
I
they're
didn't
like,
have that.
"Well, as long as you turn it in before the end of the year, you're good."
Yeah, I didn't have that. I
did not have that either.
I fucking wish I had that. I'd have done a lot better.
All
in
I
school.
had was if it was due at a certain time on a certain day, if you didn't have it in then, you didn't get credit for it. You got fucked.
But you probably had like the nuns beating you for being left-handed and shit too. Like
I was right-handed, but they did beat me. Yes.
Yeah.
I got hit with a ruler several times. I'm not gonna lie.
No, not
Yeah.
like some of those people.
Yeah.
Some of the old school people got like those giant paddles with the holes and shit. No.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of detention time and a lot of
That's the least surprising news I've heard today.
I had a lot of rulers to the knuckles.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think Chris cares?
None.
No, I'm actually kind of fascinated by that because like you always hear stories about it, but you don't think it's actually fucking real. And it's
Yeah.
actually
I mean,
real.
it was.
Dude, it's for real, for real.
I mean, it was coming to an end around the time that I was in school. So I mean, like, it didn't last my entire time in Catholic school.
Yeah.
But the ruler thing is a real thing, and it wasn't like they would like make you bleed or anything. But like, if you were doing something you weren't supposed to, they'd come by and they'd ruler you on the hand or.
My understanding is if you were left-handed in a Catholic school, they might have done it until you bled. My father was left-handed in a Catholic school, so.
Oh, well, your father's a lot older too, so that was back
Is
quite
he
a
though?
ways. Yeah.
Joe's like, I'm not even playing. Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play this game. Yes, he's a lot fucking older. All right. So, anything else, boys, other than bagging on Ski a little more?
Ski, if you're listening,
Drop a wide receiver.
Drop a wide receiver.
It's only funny because it's been 2 weeks.
Right. But I get it. I kind of want to see Dave lose his shit on it. I do.
It makes one of us.
I want to see another email going, dude, what the fuck?
I do want to see another one of those
Oh,
emails.
dude, we will absolutely get more of those emails.
Good.
Dave, appreciate you for being the toddler watcher in this league.
Ski appreciates you for the entertainment.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So go out there, make some bets, win some money, win some fantasy leagues, enjoy your football Sunday. Tune back in on Tuesday at 7 o'clock for the original Sports on Tap show.
And
Here.
I don't care what the spread said. Don't bet on Chicago to win. Just don't. Don't do that.
That's Frank's advice. Enjoy your football Sunday, win some money, win some fantasy leagues. Peace out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.